Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're doing my second favorite thing to do outside of DIY and decorating. It's definitely organizing my home. Now, I love buying items at the Dollar Tree that are so inexpensive to organize with. Literally, you can spend a couple of dollars and you can declutter your space and completely transform it. So some of the items I'm going to be sharing with you today are things that have been working for me in my house. Some of them are new items, so I'll let you know as we go along. The first organizing thing that I want to show you is definitely been something that we've been using for the past couple of months, and it's been working great. If you guys are like my family, we have a lot of different masks, and keeping them organized and keeping the clean ones and the dirty ones away from each other can be quite a task. So this is the system that we're using in our house. So I grabbed some of these magazine holders from Dollar Tree. They're the blue ones. I think they're really cute. So I added some labels to the front of these that say clean and dirty. These also sit in my laundry room. So when anybody comes into our house, which you enter in basically through the laundry room, if you have a mask, you can just go ahead and throw it in the dirty one. We know which ones need to be laundered, so we wash them and then they go straight back into the clean section. This has been so helpful in my house, and really I don't even have to think about this. So I encourage setting up some kind of tub system like this in your laundry room. I decided I also wanted to add a clear container that I picked up at Dollar Tree just recently and add in some hand sanitizer. My girls sometimes will be asking me like, hey, where's the hand sanitizer? So I wanted to have it out readily available where you could just grab it. So I used the same label and just wrote the words hand sanitizer with these chalk markers that they have at Dollar Tree. These things work so good, you guys. And I think they have them in a bunch of different colors. There's like the white, gold, silver. I don't know if there's a black. You guys will have to let me know if they have a black one, but these markers work great, and I'll just add it to the front of my clear container. Next up, we're gonna tackle my makeup disaster. I'm kind of embarrassed to show you guys this, but my makeup drawer, this is where I keep like those everyday makeup items that I grab from, like my foundation, powder, things like that, in this one drawer. It is a total mess. There's makeup everywhere. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just go through and sort out what I'm gonna get rid of and what I'm going to keep. Things that are expired or I don't use anymore, I'm just gonna throw them out. And then everything that's in the drawer, I'm going to just wipe it down, disinfect it, and kind of clean it up. Because with makeup, it gets so dirty, and it's not really dirty, it's just you get foundation and powders on everything. So I'm just gonna wipe everything down. So I'm gonna take out everything that's in this drawer, and typically I like to replace my clear containers from Dollar Tree for my makeup drawer anytime I redo them, just because they get so gunked up with makeup. I'm also gonna wipe down the drawer really well. I'm gonna add in some new contact paper from Dollar Tree. Well, it's not really contact paper. Contact paper, I don't know what you call the paper that doesn't stick down in a drawer. Maybe just shelf liner. So I picked up 2 of these at Dollar Tree, and I'm really glad I did because I was only able to get across my drawer with 1 of the papers. So these don't cover much, but really if you're doing a small space, I think this is a good option. It only cost me $2. Then I'm gonna add back in some of the same clear containers because I really like these from Dollar Tree. I can fit 3 in. The clear long container that I use, I wasn't able to find at Dollar Tree right now, so I'm gonna wipe down the one I had and put it back in my drawer. Next, I'm just going to put everything back in the drawer, and the system I'm using is I'm trying to put things back in the order that I used them to eliminate me having to think about it. So I'm going to start by putting in my foundation, then my concealer, then my eye stuff and powders. So I'm hoping that this cuts down on my thinking process in the morning when I'm getting ready, when I really don't even want to be thinking about stuff. But in the end, this makeup drawer looks so much better. This next idea I came across on Pinterest and I thought it was so cute. So my girls have just a ton of scrunchies laying around. I think I bought these in a huge pack from Amazon. I'll link them below. They were like maybe $13 and you got 50 scrunchies. They were a really good deal. I think they got them last year for Christmas. Well, they go through and they can't see the scrunchies they had. So I thought this would be a great idea to see the scrunchies you have. So I bought 2 of these paper towel holders from Dollar Tree. Next, you're just going to take your scrunchies and just put them on the paper towel holder. And you're able to see them, and they're really easy to take off as well. So you can pull one from the middle, just kind of hold them down and pull it out. I showed my girls how to do that without taking all the scrunchies off. And Caroline thought this was a great idea. She's like, Mom, I can see all the scrunchies. So if you have a ton of scrunchies, this might be a good idea for you. So when I was shopping for all these items at Dollar Tree, I posted some of the stuff that I was finding on Instagram. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, I do a ton of haul behind the scenes stuff, so go follow me. My handle on Instagram is lizfenwickdiy. When I was at Dollar Tree, I found these little mini tiny, I'm calling them Caboodles because they were in the hair section. They came in purple, pink, and blue. These are so cute, you guys. I think they would be great for a ton of different stuff. So what I kind of had the idea to use them for was homework supplies to keep in my car. My girls a lot of times will do homework in the car, and so they need crayons, they need note cards, they need pens, they need pencils, sometimes they need scissors. So I thought I would just gather all those supplies and put them in this little container. And then that way they can cart it around, because a lot of times they're moving throughout the car. I mean, my older daughter will go to the back of the van to do her homework. Sometimes we're waiting places, so you just never know. So I like the fact that this is portable, but you could use these for a lot of different things, like hair supplies, putting in makeup, just like tiny, I was thinking like those tiny little LOL dolls that kids have. There's so many different options for these. If you guys use this caboodle in a different way, let us know down in the comments. That way we can share ideas with each other and get some great organization ideas. I get my best ideas from you guys. Now, at the beginning of the year, back in August, I created this Lunchbox Station, and it is holding up so good. We keep all of our lunch boxes and our thermos and water bottles in one location. The kids know exactly where to go for it. I also keep like their school snacks down there, but I was finding that whenever we were making lunches for the kids, we were going back and forth to the fridge, like pulling out different things. And I thought, why can't we do that same concept with lunch making? So I grabbed this little white tote from Dollar Tree, and I thought, I'm gonna fill this up with all of the lunch making supplies. So I'm going to put in condiments, I'm going to put in turkey, I'm gonna put in cheese. That way, whenever I have to make sandwiches in the morning, all I have to do is grab this and the bread out, and I don't have to think about just grabbing everything out. And hopefully this will save me a little bit of time. What time-saving things do you guys do in the morning? I would love to know down in the comments. So in my craft room, I have a filming space and I put up two really big IKEA shelves, and they're great. They're open shelves. I can see everything. Now, I didn't take all of my craft supplies from my house to my office because I wanted to see, like, what do I actually use? So nothing was really organized. I just kind of started throwing things on this shelf. Well, I've accumulated enough stuff where I figured it was time for me to start getting it a bit organized. So I bought some of these white totes from Dollar Tree, and I thought, you know, I'm going to use this to kind of corral things. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm moving things around and putting them with like items. So I'm gonna move all of like my glass items together. I'm going to move all of my beads together. I'm gonna move all of my string together, all of my fabric together. And then I'll add in the totes and start putting like things together. Like I made a bucket, and any fabric is going to go into this bucket. I also am leaving a lot of open areas. So like one of my areas is going to be for finished projects. I'm gonna have another open area that's going to be for when I bring items in and they're waiting to have a project done with them. I will have a spot for that. Because a lot of times, you guys, I will go thrifting, find new stuff, but I may not do a project on it for several months. So I need somewhere to store it. Another great tip to keep yourself nice and organized is to put a label on anything you can. It's really gonna help prevent you from just like throwing whatever into place. I am guilty of it too. So when I take the time to put a label on it, I'm like, okay, well, if that's rope, I'm not gonna throw, I don't know, a piece of fabric in there or something. So just label as much as you can, and it'll help keep you in zones and organized a little bit better. So going along with the craft room space, I have these beautiful markers, but they are in a tin and I can't see them. I am totally a visual person. So if I'm looking for something to use to craft with, if I can see it, then I'm much more likely to grab it. Well, these markers, I had them put away and I never pulled them out. I never used them. So I wanted to come up with something where I could actually utilize these markers. So I grabbed 3 of these little containers in the organization section at Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to remove the lids, and I'm also going to remove the stickers on the bottom. I thought I could put my markers in here and just organize them by colors. I think seeing these sitting out in my craft room space, I'm gonna be much more likely to grab them and use them. Am I the only one who's like that? Like I have to see things to really know they're in my space? I don't know. I'm sure there's more people who have that same feeling. All right, you guys, so I'm definitely showing you another place that I really don't want to show you, but it's my linen closet. But this is good. You know that my home does not always look its best. And the problem with the linen closet is my kids are in and out of here. Everyone just kind of like throws things in and out of here. So I wanted to use some organization to get it more streamlined. So one thing I keep in this closet are extra gifts if we need anything. So I'm gonna move those up to the very top shelf. Next, I found these cute buffalo check containers from Dollar Tree. And so I bought 3 of them and I thought these would work in here. And in these buffalo check containers, I'm going to put toiletries. So I keep any extra toiletries for the kids in here. So if they run out of something in their bathroom, they know to look for it here. I also keep toothbrushes and toothpaste. I got a ton of these last year on clearance, and so I have a bunch of them right now. And then I also have a little container with like tech stuff, which is kind of a weird thing for the linen closet, but we just have it in here. So I'm going to create another bin for that. Now at the bottom here, another thing I keep here that I really wanted to show you guys, because this is a cool system that I created when my kids were little, and you may need something similar like this. I bought these little totes and I really don't know where they're from. I want to say maybe Walmart, but they could be like an Office Depot thing. Basically, you want a tote that has file folders. And for my kids, I created one of these boxes for each of them. And then I put a file folder and I marked it when they were little, like it would be like, you know, 0 to 1, 1 to 2, and then when they got into school, it was like 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade. In these files, we only keep like the very best stuff. So like art projects that they're super proud of, or maybe their report card, or maybe their school picture, or maybe a project they really did. Maybe we keep 10 to 12 things in here. And what happens is we'll have them downstairs and I'll tell the kids like, oh, put them in your bin, and they'll just throw them on top there. And then I'll try to go through and organize them and get everything in place. I used to feel really bad about throwing things away, but this way I'm keeping like those really important things. Then there's only a box, so I'm really limited. I can only have this much stuff, and it's nice and organized for my kids, and they can have it later in life. I also have a similar system in their closet where I have a tub of, I just keep one tub of like sentimental things. So when I'm going through, if there's like one outfit that I just can't get rid of whenever I'm like taking all of the old clothes out, I'll put it in there, and I don't know, it just makes me feel better. So I filed all the kids' artwork. Next, I'm just going to pull out this cleaning caddy. I've had this for years, but it always gets messed up, so I have to kind of put things back in and put it back in place. One of the things we have in here is first aid and thermometers and a little bit of medicine, but it always gets messed up. So I grabbed these white caddies from Dollar Tree. So I'm hoping these caddies will keep it a little bit more organized. We'll see, I hope, but I used 2 of them for our items. I'm just gonna finish it off by adding in our towels, which are like the one thing that probably should be in the linen closet. Here's a final look at how it turned out, and I have to say it's a huge improvement, and I only spent $5 on bins to declutter and organize this closet. So I'm lucky enough that in my laundry room, I have a sink, but underneath that sink, there's just so many cleaners and products that get just put under here, and it's really not stuff that we use often. So I'm gonna start by going through and decluttering. So I make a category of what I'm keeping, and then I toss the rest. Once I decluttered everything, I'm gonna add in 2 white bins that I picked up from Dollar Tree. Now lately I've been stocking up on hand sanitizer, so I have a lot of hand sanitizer underneath this sink. So I'm going to organize the hand sanitizer in one of the caddies and cleaners in the other. And then I also have another bin that was from IKEA, and this is where I keep smaller cleaners and stuff that we use but we just don't use as frequently. So the cleaners that I use often, I keep those under my kitchen sink, but these are like the less frequently used cleaners. I hope you guys feel organized to go out and organize your house, and make sure you use Dollar Tree products because really it's inexpensive and you don't have to spend a lot of money to organize. If you're new here, make sure that you're subscribed. I post 2 DIYs each week, and if you missed our last video, I'll link it here for you, and I'll talk to you guys in our next one. Bye.